What's going on, guys? I'm back with another video. I got something so freakishly awesome to show for the PS5 controller, and I'm hoping to kind of blow your minds. Since my last video, I've done some upgrades to my red transparent controller, and that's what I want to show you today. I also got some new plants, in case you haven't noticed. Thought I'd do a little close-up on my new plant, in case anyone is interested on how it looked. Alright, so first thing I want to show you guys is the back. The back may seem a little glossy, but that's actually because of the light that's reflecting off of it. This is a soft touch scarlet red back shell. It has back buttons on it, and this is by eXtremeRate. eXtremeRate usually has a bunch of customization stuff for controllers. Now, most of you probably already know how back buttons work. Once they're installed, all you gotta do is just push them down. Whatever button you have it programmed to, that's what it'll activate while you're playing. So for mine, I actually have this one as the X button, and this one is the circle button. In game, usually X is jumping and circle for like crouching or sliding. I am gonna have a video on how to install this, but for now I just wanted to show the upgrades I have on the controller. When the back buttons are installed, there's a little button right here. You would have to hold it for 3 seconds, and your controller actually has to be on for it to activate. So now there's this little indicator right here. It's a little red light to show that it's on. You could press, say, the left paddle, and I guess you could say triangle. You would hold the left paddle and triangle together. You're gonna hold it. The red light right here is gonna blink to show that you've reprogrammed this left paddle to work as triangle. I'm gonna hold the buttons right now. And there you go. You saw the blinking. That means left paddle is officially triangle button. Now you would also do the same with the right paddle. Let's say square and the right paddle. You would hold it down together. Red light blinking. That means your right paddle is officially square button now. And if you want to exit the remapping mode, hold the button again. And there you go. Red light is off, reprogram is off. You can now start to use your back paddles or back buttons. Now moving on to the next upgrade. This one is called a Clicky Hair Trigger, which is for the 4 trigger buttons: L1, R1, L2, R2. And I'm gonna have to bring up my regular usage controller, and I say that because this is the one I'm upgrading, and I need you guys to see this comparison, the difference. For these triggers, you'll be able to push them down sooner than with the regular non-upgraded controller. Let me show you what I mean. When I push L2 button, it would have to go all the way down. The resistance is just all the way down. But when you have your Clicky Hair Triggers installed, you actually don't have to push down that much. If you can see how I'm clicking it, it doesn't go all the way down, and it's activating the R2 button sooner. So now I'll push them at the same time if you'd like to see it together. It's also the same for the top buttons here. This one gets pushed down a little further. This one, it's pretty much like a little tap. It even has a bit of a little clicky sound, not too much. I think it's just the right amount to kind of enjoy it for people who I guess are into like mouse clicking and keyboards. Let me give you guys a better view on how it works again. Right side is fully down, left side is fully down, and you can see the difference. Here is the top trigger buttons as well. Just to let you guys know, for the Clicky Hair Triggers, it's recommended that you deactivate the haptic feedback on the triggers, I guess, so it doesn't have any more resistance. I haven't tried it myself with the haptic feedback. I probably will to see what the difference is, but eXtremeRate recommend that you don't have haptic feedback, and so that's why I actually have that controller, so that whenever I'm gonna play, you know, a story game that requires haptic feedback, or want to just use the haptic feedback feature, then I could use my black and purple controller. And so this one is basically going to be more of my non-haptic feedback and competitive play, since, you know, this is good for competitive play. You got back buttons, you could aim your gun and shoot sooner with these triggers. Now for the last upgrade, I think I've mentioned that I'm really into transparent shells and LEDs, and so I got an LED kit from eXtremeRate. I use the default buttons, and because I have a transparent red shell, you can see the colors through it on the sides. And personally, I do like it with the default buttons. The brightness isn't too much because I've used the PS4 LED kit, and if you're using full transparent buttons, then the brightness could end up being too much since there's no brightness adjustment on these kits. And right now I have it set on the rainbow cycle, so it'll just go through all the colors it has slowly, as you can see. Let me just make it a little darker so you can see the colors pop a little more. This LED kit doesn't have LEDs on the trigger buttons up here. I took one of the buttons off in case you wanted to see. Only the LEDs from the D-pad will show. Maybe if you have a transparent L1 or R1 button, maybe you'd be able to see it a little bit, but compared to their PS4 kits, they actually do have L2, R2, all these trigger buttons, they actually do have LEDs to go under it. When the LED kit is installed, if you want to turn it on or off, you would press right D-pad and up D-pad and square. You would press the 3 buttons together and that'll turn it on or off. Now it's off. Now I do the same thing, square, right, up D-pad together, and the LED would turn on. And the next feature for LED kit, when you hold up D-pad and square for about like 10 seconds, it'll start to blink to indicate you're able to change your colors. Since I have it on the rainbow cycle right now, it's gonna keep blinking because it's indicating I'm in the color changing mode. To switch between colors, once it's blinking, you would just press right D-pad. It'll take you to the next color, and this one's the fast blink. Press it again, I'll be on red, and you'll basically just keep doing that. I'm on green, blue, this one's lime, lime green, lime yellow, pink, purple. There's like the greenish bluish color, I think it's pronounced cyan, and we're back on the rainbow cycle. Once you've chosen your color, you'll just hold up D-pad and square, and it'll turn off the color changing mode. Once it stops blinking, that means you're back to regular and you've chosen your LED color. I'd like to apologize for any of the background noise. Usually it's cars and, well, trucks also. They can be pretty loud, and that's because I record next to a window, kind of the only spot I have at the moment for recording, and there happen to be some cop cars driving around. I don't know what's going on. Now this video is pretty much about done, but I'd like to give a bit of my opinions, a review on these upgrades. And I'll start with the back buttons. For the back buttons, this is soft touch. I think it's pretty nice to have it included. It has a nice feel for when you're holding onto your control. Sometimes it depends though. Sometimes it feels like maybe it starts to move a little bit since it's soft touch and there's no grip on the back. Keep that in mind for anyone who's thinking about getting this. I think they have some non-soft touch options, but the colors are the problem. For people who are able to paint their own stuff, that could be a good option. Just buy the kit for the back buttons and then customize from there. Another one of my opinions is maybe the back buttons could have been a little bit longer, maybe like up to here, just a little more. I find that for my fingers, I end up curving them a little more, kind of like it right on, and I don't know, it's just a small thing. It still doesn't affect it in a big way. In the end, back buttons for PS5 controller, awesome thing. And like I said earlier, this will be used for competitive play. For people who play a lot of Call of Duty, I think this could be a nice upgrade for you guys. You don't have to let go of your thumbsticks. Well, if you have this programmed to X or circle, you won't have to take your fingers away from the thumbsticks to do some jumping or dashing / crouching. Overall, Extreme Rate, your remap back buttons, awesome. You get a thumbs up. Clicky Hair Triggers, again, awesome for competitive play. You can aim and shoot your gun faster, maybe throw your grenade faster as well, and all that good stuff. I can't say there's anything negative to say about it besides that it's recommended to just deactivate your haptic feedback, but that's why I got 2 controllers, no problem. I like the little clicky sound it gives off when you press it. It also has a smooth feel when you press your buttons down, especially that L2 and R2 button. I don't know what it is, but they're not as clicky as L1 and R1, but they feel so smooth. Again, competitive players, try this out, bros and gals. I think you'll really be into this. I know I am. Last one, LED kit. I'm really into LEDs, especially on my controllers. I don't like it when it's freakishly bright, and that's what can usually happen if you have your full transparent buttons. Brightness will be too much. I also forgot to mention earlier that the thumbsticks light up as well, but because I don't have transparent buttons, you can't see it. It's a little hard to see it. If you can see where I'm pointing out right there, you have your LED in there. It's like a sticky circular, I don't know what you would call it, like a board or basically flex cable going around here with LEDs on it, and it's installed right under your thumbsticks. For this LED kit, I like that you can cycle through colors. You got the rainbow and fast blink and the other colors I showed. You can turn the LEDs on and off even when the controller itself isn't on, since this kit uses the battery for it to turn on and off. I guess if you ever want to have it on display a little bit for people to see it when they visit, you know, just turn the LED on. You don't even have to turn on the controller. It also adds a bit of pizzazz, adds some beauty to your controller. And something I gotta say about the LED kit is, I don't know if they would be able to someday add like a brightness adjustment somehow. And I know that in the future they're actually going to release a different type of LED kit, just like their PS4 controller ones. You're gonna be able to reprogram the LEDs for certain sections. So if you would like this red, you can have it red. You want this blue, you want this green, you want this pink. Triggers, I don't know if they'll ever end up doing that. That'll be kind of difficult seeing on how this works. But, you know, it's EXtremeRate. They found ways to have things installed into these controllers, so I'm hoping the best for them. They've been releasing some good stuff, which is the LED kit, back buttons, hair triggers. That's all EXtremeRate. And this shell I got from GoTruth. All these things I get from Amazon. Overall, these are some awesome DIY kits or upgrades you can do to your controller for people who are brave enough to customize their control, which I don't see why you wouldn't want to try. At least, you know, maybe you could end up breaking a controller, but honestly, if you're patient, you're watching videos and you really see what's going on and you're very careful going slowly, I don't think you'll ever be able to break your controller. Anyone who's scared, just try it out. Don't be scared. I had to learn one way or another. Take your time. That's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. To my subscribers, I am hoping that you're still liking my content, you're enjoying what I got. And for people who are just watching, passing by, thank you for any support. Thank you for just watching the video a little bit. I really appreciate all the support. Be back with another one.